There we go. Got people waiting.
There we are. Okay, it is showing up on my device.
Yeah, mine too.
I have to refresh. I'm not getting it.
Oh, something's weird.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I had to refresh. I've been sitting there so long it didn't show up.
Oh, there they are. Hi. I finally got there. I was like, I don't know what my thing was doing.
How's everyone doing today?
Hey, Claire and Laura.
So, what's everybody working on? Laura Vasquez, you're here. Did you check your email, honey? I sent you an email.
Hi, Arlene. Hi, Laura. There's Carla. Brian. Hi.
Hi, Brian. It's on you, Judy.
Oh, okay. So today we're going to start with our inspiration card. And what I pulled today is this lovely, lovely watercolor of bee balm is what the name of this plant is. And bee balm represents vibrance. So today you should add some spark to your life. Bee balm encourages you to let go of inhibitions, cut loose, and be passionate, and sing your song at the top of your lungs without judgment. Every day is a gift worth celebrating. Bee balm reminds you to show up and embrace the potential of your own life. No excuses. So, with that in mind, I pulled that this morning. With that in mind, I did this painty thing here. And it comes across on the screen. In StreamYard, I'm looking at it. It comes across a little bit more greenish and gray rather than the more green that it is. So, wow, I've got quite a delay. It's just now going away on. So this is, I'll show you what they are. These are watercolor paper, 140 pound watercolor paper cards. I've got 8 of them here, and they're glued or taped down so I could paint them. This will be a set of my own inspirational cards, and they will be based off of color and marking and just general whatever intuition, whatever I do for the painting part of it. So there'll be 31 of them. The colors on here, so that you know, is all from one color. It's this color green, and it's basically a Liquitex acrylic. A Liquitex acrylic, and it's called, let's see if we can get it to, come on, see if you'll, there we go, light green permanent. And that's the base color. So I was exploring with tint, tone, and shade today. And so this was created with one color, the light green, then added, and when you add black, you get the deeper tones here, these deeper tones. And then when you add the white, you get the very light tones here, just throughout here. And then when you add the gray, you get the gray, which on the screen, you can see the ones that have gray in it because it really picks it up. But when you're here looking at it, it looks more green. So each one of my cards will be a different color. So this one will be green. I'll do another set of 8 in probably blues, and then another set in reds. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now, to continue with this, I'm going to use high quality pencils, color pencils. These are oil-based color pencils. And I'm just going to make marks and doodles and little painty, these will be like little abstract doodly pages. So that's what I'm doing today. Off to you, Kathy.
You have a question in the chat, Judy.
Oh dear, I didn't see. Who was the question? Let's see. Where's the question? Oh, where will I get my sayings? Is that you asking me the question, Kathy?
Yeah.
Okay, the sayings will come from me, probably my own brain.
Whoa. Trouble.
Some of them will be simple. It'll be like, I don't know, calm, happy, just some of those things. And then there might be some that are a little more in depth. So I'll research and see what comes as I'm doing the painting. The painting itself or the work itself may give me a word. So we'll see. So that's where I'm getting my stuff.
All right, Miss Judy, Miss Christy, do you want to tell them what you're going to be doing?
I am also experimenting. I am in the process of making book pages with mandalas on them, and then I'm also doing tea lights. But I had done one on this, it's cotton rag paper, and I like the way it turned out, but I just got like this little idea to see what would happen if I put it on vellum, like sew the vellum to it, and that way if this is a journal page, like you have this design, but you can also flip it up and do journaling underneath it. So basically I want to see how the vellum behaves.
Oh, that's so neat.
I don't know if it buckles too much and I can't correct it with a fixative, then, it was fun to do. But if it works, it will look really, really cool as a book page.
Now, are you doing it with paint, or are you going to do it with like paint pens or markers?
I'm using the Prima paints, and this, I have the same deck. I pulled Echinacea this morning, and so this is the colors that I'm using.
Oh, cool.
So
that is an excellent idea, using the deck to do mandalas with from the colors.
Oh, I love this deck. I love it. I've got this and then the Thich Nhat Hanh deck, and those are the two. I look at the cards every morning now. I'm hooked. Totally hooked.
Yeah. Me too. Okay.
And Earl Grey. I got my Earl Grey in my Seattle cup that I got from AJ's Inspired Life.
Did you say Old Bay?
Earl Grey.
Oh, Earl Grey. Okay, I'm gonna say, ooh, she's drinking Old Bay. Sorry, I've got half an ear bandage. I don't hear very well right now.
It's like a black tea, but it has like a little bit of bergamot in it.
Mm.
So, Clara, I did. My sage harvest is pretty much done. I still have some smudges left, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make many more. At the beginning of the year, my sage plants were doing really good, and then it got super hot, and then right after that blistering heat, it rained, and they just fried. So they're literally like pale yellow now, and I'm not even going to try to dry that because it won't burn right.
Alrighty. Ooh, my desk is a mess.
I think it looks delightful.
But I cleaned it, so that's really scary. Waiting for it to switch over. So slow, my goodness.
Yeah, it was really slow when I did it.
Okay, I know I need to replace my webcam, and I'm working on it. What I'm working on is rack envelopes, and I have a challenge going on, and it's going to be an ongoing challenge in Kathy's World and Friends Facebook group. Just randomly pick someone from the files, from the address list, and send them out a rack, just to put a smile on someone's face for the day. So I am making up my envelopes to be sending mine out with. And that's what I'm going to be doing all day today. Because I have a bunch of envelopes I need to use up and a bunch of scraps. So who else is working on something? Tell us what you're doing.
I do need to make some more envelopes. If this bubbles anymore, I may start doing envelopes instead.
Hey guys, anytime you go to thrift stores, look for these boxes of envelopes because they almost always have them in those stores here anyway. You can get them for like 50 cents for a whole box of them.
I think I'm in the only state in the country that has thrift stores that don't have paper.
Really?
I can never find them. Books I can, and magazines sometimes, but not a whole lot of paper.
Arlene's working on her home recipes journals. Hi, Sabrina. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, Sabrina. Oh, goodness.
And Clara's making envelopes out of old magazine pages. Cool beans.
Oh, that sounds like fun. My Green Goblin paint has great green gobs. Oh.
I have all these great scraps that Brian Dickey sent me, so I'm going to use up some of them on these envelopes too. So guys, if I put the link down below for the Facebook group. Anybody that wants to go in and join and be a part of this, I'm going to start doing some different challenges, maybe weekly. This one I hope will be an ongoing challenge. But things like, show us how many things you can make out of a food packaging, or show us how many things you can make from one 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Just little different things.
So what type of things did you put? Ooh, look at that. You got one of those cool coffee filters.
Yeah.
Eight.
Hi, Cheryl. I'm using up what I have left of Amy's purple pack on some of these envelopes too. So I don't use much purple.
Did you get any of her Be My Blue? That's still my favorite.
I got this pack of blue. I haven't even opened it yet. I haven't had time. I think this is the ocean blue.
Judy, I don't know if this is going to work. I wonder if it'll unbuckle a little bit when it dries.
What is it?
The vellum is trying, like when you try to glue vellum, how it kind of starts to make waves.
Yeah.
It's doing it a little bit, like especially around that big center dot. I don't know. Well, I can always keep going. I mean, what's it going to hurt, right?
Right.
Yeah, because the more you put on it, the more it may weigh it down. That is so sweet, Arlene. Thank you so much. You're so special. She said,
Oh, Arlene, thank you.
Arlene is a good soul.
yes, she is. She's a great supporter to everybody. I mean, I think if a day went by and I didn't see Arlene, I'd be sending out the National Guard. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Go check on her. Do you ever have stuff you want to put on an envelope and you're just dying to put it on there, but you know it won't go through the mail?
Every day.
There's so much more we could do with these if we just didn't have those silly little postal machines.
Usually when I send a package to Laura Sullivan, we have like this ongoing joke that I put Cheech and Chong pictures on it.
Uh-huh.
And somehow to this day, the mail I've sent her hasn't been cracked open yet. But I told her, I said, yeah, that mail's going to get searched one of these days. But it makes her laugh. And they're always the funniest pictures,
It's cute. But I bet they get x-rayed.
Oh, I'm sure. Thank goodness I haven't sent her any sage sticks, right?
You should send one just to see if they open it.
I know. I just, as soon as you said that, that was what was going through my head.
It's like, she was just testing us. Here's the real proof.
Yeah. Yeah, then they take it out and sniff it, and they're like, well, if this is what we think it is, it's definitely not made right.
First time I burned white sage for my husband and my family. I burned it out there in our back area. My husband was like, that doesn't smell. Are you sure that's white sage?
Yeah.
I said, it absolutely is white sage. So then we compared it to regular garden sage versus the white sage. And they're similar in smells, but boy, that white sage, if you smudge your home and expect anyone to come visit, yeah, they're going to think that you were having a good old time.
Uh-oh.
That's how sage protects your house.
That's right.
No problem, Brian. Welcome back. I'm over here digging in my stash.
Okay, I'm going to do this last one here. And then
Hi, Susan. Long time no see. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Have you recovered completely from your surgery? Whoops.
okay, Judy,
Yep.
what do you think? I've still got one more deeper red shade that I'm going to add to it.
Let me
And
put
then
you in focus.
some browns.
I don't know, Kathy, can you go in and
Put her up. Ooh.
Wow, that's really pretty.
Oh, I love it.
And then I've got this one. It's called Romance Pink, but it's really more magenta. And then I have Chest of Gold. I'm going to get those in there somewhere.
It's pretty.
Oh,
Can you bring it up closer? Hold it up closer to the camera so I want to see what the vellum's doing.
oh man.
Yeah,
You see it?
yeah. You don't really see the vellum doing anything really from that kind of look, but
Right there, right at the bottom of that center dot is where
oh, I
it's,
see where there's a little divot. Mhm.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
But it's beautiful. That's silver in the middle, right? A silver dot?
It's called unicorn hair.
Huh?
It's called unicorn hair.
Oh, I need some unicorn hair.
That's the color that you're going to buy no matter what it looks like, just for what it's called.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if it doesn't work, it's, pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different, so. And at least then I'll have the design down here so I can easily put it. I mean, it wouldn't be an exact, but I would have a pattern,
Yeah.
Because right now I'm just flying by the seat of my pants, figuratively.
That is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, Arlene. Let's see if I can get this. Okay. I like this Chest of Gold color too. It's fun to paint with because it's not like dark brown. So, and it's one of the sparks, so it makes it even prettier.
Yeah, they do have good paint. What do you mix your paints with, like the apple barrel paint and the Deco Art paint? What do you mix those with to keep them from being so globby?
Usually I'll add water. If they're super gloppy, I'll use like a little bit of water and a little bit of pouring medium. But
Okay.
when you put the water in, if it's like gloppy, then you just stir the absolute heck out of it. And when you start to see it sort of break up, then put a little bit more. Because if you put all the water in at once that you think it might need, I always end up getting it too thin. I get too heavy on the water. I see the glops and I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Hi, Judy. I just have a hard time with, the apple barrel and Deco Art always just hardens on me. And I find that the sparks, if I pour it out of the bottle and use it from a cup, it kind of gets stringy on me.
Yeah, I get glops. Is it like right around the lid?
No,
Where
it's just,
does it get stringy right around the top?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I just had on that green one. And I just took a cake pop stick and just kind of dug all the glop out and put it in a napkin and just got it out of there. That helps.
Okay. I just, it's irritating when you put your dauber down and you pick it up, you got this string coming off of it.
Yep. You always feel like the gods are on your side, though, if you catch it right before it gets to the paper,
Right.
It's like, where'd that hair on my dotting tool come from, stupid cat,
Oh, yeah, hair is the worst.
or fuzz.
I had one actually dry, and I looked and there's this long white and blonde hair on it, dried on it. No way. But yeah, it was there.
So, I mean, it's even more special art now. It comes with part of your DNA.
No, I managed to peel it off, but I had to repaint parts of it because the paint chipped.
Ah,
I hadn't sealed them yet.
that dip is getting. Well, I'm just gonna finish it. What'll it hurt, right? Just finish it.
I'm wondering if you finish it and then let it completely dry and
Mhm.
weigh it down, will it stop buckling?
It might. Judy had got me into using a fixative. That I've never done that before, and I've been able to make like 4x6 cards to put in like a little portfolio folder, and the plastic doesn't stick to it now.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
So thank you for that, Judy. It has been very helpful.
That's good that fixative works like that.
I have stopped at Judy Evans Parker. I went Tuesday and was supposed to have surgery, and I refused the surgery because I'm still in pain from this one. Plus, my mammogram results came back, and I've been referred to Moffitt Cancer Center for that. So I said, I can't take all this at once. We'll go for the referral on the mammogram and see what's going on there. And, if that's bad, why even bother going through this torture for skin cancer? So I'll just, play it by ear and do what I can. But right now, I can't take any more pain.
Thank you, Cheryl. So Kathy, did they just tell you that you have a referral to the cancer center, or did they give you the report?
Honey, you ain't gonna believe it.
Oh, Lord.
She called me up and she says, the doctor wanted me to let you know that we have the results of your mammogram. I said, okay. And I'm expecting her to tell me when to come in. She's made an appointment for you on the 28th of Moffitt Cancer Center. I said, okay. So I'm assuming that means that the results were not good. Well, we don't know yet. We're just going to send you over there and let them take it over. Okay, sure. I'm an idiot. Tell me anything. I'm sorry, but I just do not like Florida doctors. I just have no faith in them anymore at all. None. Zilch.
That's insane.
I feel like that was the absolute worst way they could have handled it.
Don't
I
tell
love
them.
this color. This color is called mold.
It's called what?
Mold.
MOLD?
MOLD. I'm going to color in it and see what happens. Yep, it's got mold on it. It's mold.
Hey, it's antibacterial.
Yeah.
Hey, Kathy, can you make Judy big? I want to see this.
Okay, it's going to take her a few minutes to get up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm slow.
It's not you, it's you too.
Is it kind of like gray lavender or something?
It's kind of, here, let me put it on this page so you can see it. Yeah, let's see if it's going to come up. That's not good. It does not show good color. It really is kind of a green gray.
Yeah.
It really looks mold. It looks like mold. I'm sorry. It does.
You made me think of Allie with my tea dyeing. It looks like poop.
Oh,
What kind of pencils are you using?
these are a kind of an off brand of, I wanted the Faber-Castell and I couldn't afford them when I found them, but I wanted oil-based rather than wax-based. So this brand, here, let me pull this out so you can see the cover. This brand was really a reasonable brand for, I think, $120. And they really are nice. I think they were like $45 as opposed to $200 for the Faber-Castell. So, but these have a really nice texture to them. So yeah, I'll never go back to any other color pencils. These are waterproof. They're not water soluble. They're not watercolors. So these are very nice. So yeah, I like them. I need more pink on this picture. And I need a hot pink. There we go.
No, those are like is it different cards that you put together, Judy?
Yeah, they're watercolor cards that I cut out. They're 3.5 by 5.5, and I cut them and then rounded the corners. So each one of these is a separate card. There's 8 of them here. And so I'm just going through and marking everything and just marking stuff. I don't know if I'll add anything else other than pencils, but there'll be I'll do some white marks and black marks and doodles, and that's basically what I'm doing. And then it'll have an inspirational quote or inspiration word on each one, my own inspiration cards. So,
Cool.
so yeah, time for some tulips. It's wherever. It's fun. It's just totally intuitive and doodling and not really following any guide other than the color for the green, which is what I wanted to make sure that I did the greens.
So, Christy, how long does it take you to get your speed up on doing these dot paintings?
So when I was first painting, I was working from home, and so like if I was between calls, I'd do a few dots here and there. So it would take me a couple of weeks to do one painting, honestly. But what I had decided to do at one point, and I don't know what came over me, but I was like, okay, I'm going to raise money for the Girls on the Run team. So I'm going to paint these rocks. And I had like 15 people wanting one. And so I guess it was kind of the pressure, and I started getting a little bit faster with it. But there's always that medium where, you know, if I get too fast, if I don't catch myself, I end up making a mistake, and then I'll like pull back and I'll look at it and go, oh my God, what have I done? You know? So it's kind of like, sometimes it worries me because I get so hyper focused in it, which is one of the problems you can have with ADHD, but on the same token, the rest of my mind is quiet, you know, so I can't really complain much. But yeah.
I feel like it takes me forever to do one.
It took me a long time. Well, and the other thing is the shift where, like, I'm slowing down here because I feel the paper changing and I don't want to mess up, like, you know, on a live stream. But I started just like, you know what if I just painted and try to kind of don't worry about messing up, because it was just for me. And I got faster, but it became easier, you know, because I wasn't holding the tool as tight, and it just all of a sudden got to be therapeutic. And that's one of the reasons why I struggle so much. You know, like if somebody says, I want a mandala with these colors and with this shape, it's just, the pressure is unbelievable. Whereas when someone says, you know, go where the spirit leads you, it's like, oh man, I can make some fun stuff for them, you know?
Yeah. I was going to make some for gifts, and, you know, was trying to do it in derivatives of people's favorite colors. And I sent one to one lady, and she says, oh, well, I love this, but now can you do me one in earth tone so it matched my home decor? And I thought, well, if that's your favorite colors, why do you do your home decor in that?
Yeah. That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I'm someone where I don't think our home decor has any colors. It just looks like a rainbow just kind of splattered on our house, you know?
But then again, you know, my favorite colors are teal, pink, and yellow. But my den where we live basically is all done in basically nautical tones.
Well, yeah.
Now my craft room is in pink and gray, so but you know, when you have a man in the house, you have to give them a room too.
Oh, yeah. Got to give them their man cave.
Well, I tried to convince them that's what the garage was for, but it didn't fly.
You know, I've got to brag on my husband. I have been wanting him, and I'm talking for years, to go fishing just to take, because that's his joy. That's his dot painting, you know? And a couple of weeks ago, you know, he got up and he was like, well, it's probably going to be too hot. And I'm like, no, you're out of here. You're going fishing. And he sent me a picture. He had 2 lines in the water and 2 fish. And he came home just sun-kissed and smiling and as relaxed as I've seen him in months.
Oh, that's great.
And then last Sunday, he did it again. Well, we've got so much to do, and we've got friends coming up. Pack up your line. You're going fishing.
Aw.
Yeah, and I also knew this weekend it was going to rain like crazy. So, you know. But yeah, well, maybe it won't, but we'll see.
Yeah, Pete loves fishing too, but he's got arthritis in his shoulder so bad now he can't go.
Oh.
We've even sold our boats. Just
oh man,
don't go out anymore at all. Plus, I really didn't feel like it was safe him driving a boat. You know, I'm sorry, but when the memory starts to go, you're not getting behind the wheel of the boat with me in the water.
No.
I want to come back. I don't want to end up in the middle of the ocean somewhere and have no idea where we are.
Be heading towards that Bermuda Triangle.
Yep. That's exactly what I said, Arlene. They wanted to send me to a gastro doctor, and they wanted to pick it. Well, I don't like the doctor they keep picking. So I said, no, I will do my research and pick my own. And they got really upset with me because they get kickbacks from each other for referring people to them. And I said, I'm sorry. I'm not playing that game anymore, you know, helping each other buy boats and cars and houses. Now on, I pick my own doctors because the ones they referred me to have not been very good. I had a whole big box of scraps here. Where did they go? Oh, I didn't even know I had this. Look, Christy. Look at the stencil I just found.
Sweet.
I didn't even know I had this stencil.
Look at how perfect that is.
Isn't it? Wowzer. That would be a whole lot of tracing going on.
Oh, Laura, that's good. That's, and I don't know if it's a guy thing or I know with my husband, getting him to go and do something solely for himself is like pulling teeth. But they need it just as much as anyone, you know?
Yes, and we need them to leave sometimes too.
Yeah.
Well, and Pete says, I'm going to work on the RV. Do you want to go? I said, oh, no, you go ahead. Have a good time. Bye. I miss fishing too. I love to fish. I love to go nighttime fishing when we lived in Virginia. It was a thing that my brothers and my dad and I always did. We went nighttime fishing on the Virginia Beach Pier.
God, that sounds gorgeous.
I loved it.
The one time I went fishing, I was with a friend of mine, and her son decided he wanted to put, what did he put at the end of the line? I want to say it was like macaroni salad or something. And it was a pretty sizable hook, and it had like a weight on it. And so I cast the line in, and I got a bite, and it was all I could do. I thought I was maybe pulling up an anchor or something. And then all of a sudden it gave, and whatever it was, like bit the whole end of it off. The weight, the hook, everything.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm done. I am so done. Because that's when we all the sharks at Myrtle and at Surfside. I was like, screw y'all. I'm going to the beach and read a book. I'm done.
Now
Scared.
in Florida, it's pretty common to see sharks in the water when you're fishing.
Oh, no.
That's like Pete
That's
used to
okay.
wade fishing, and I tell him, no way, I'm not getting. Even bought me a pair of waders. I said, I don't care, I'm not going out there. You're not getting rid of me by a shark.
Oh, that's like noodling, but in the ocean? Like where you go in and try to, do you use a fishing line, or you try to just get them with gloved hands?
Yeah, you just wear these big old rubber overalls to cover your clothes, and you walk out as deep as you can go. And then you fish, you just cast your line out and fish, stand
Okay.
out. But no, it's not for me. It's not in Florida.
Yeah, you could become lunch doing that pretty quickly, I think.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Draw with, is it Beekter? Draw with Beekter? Hello. If I mispronounce your name, I'm sorry.
Tour. Who's that? Hi.
I've seen them around. I think they used to come a lot.
Let's see here. This. When I first saw that, I thought it was Beaker from, is it the Muppets? That's why I had to lean in. And how do you say that? Is it? Can you tell what kind of television we watch all day?
Yeah.
What's the name of the little scientist with Beaker? Now I can't remember. I could have told you 5 minutes ago.
Who, Beaker?
Yeah, his little science buddy.
Oh, you mean Beekman.
From the Muppets.
I'm thinking of the Muppets.
Well, we'll have to confirm that because I know Allie's going to come running in here. Oh, I nailed it. Y'all better buy a lottery ticket because that never happens. I could mess up Jones.
Y'all don't forget to give Kathy a big thumbs up. Yes, please.
Sweet.
Because when you compensate for them thumbs down, I'm going to do that.
So what do we have on board for our giveaway this day?
A priority box full of D-stash items, mixed.
Of course.
Sweet.
It is a mixed box. It's not. Last week's was all paper. And by the way, if last week's winner happens by, I forgot to say last week, I do mail every 2 weeks on the giveaways. So I'm not just going to the post office. If I don't have any orders or anything, I just do it every 2 weeks. Mainly because I hate fighting that, weighing everything and putting the measurements to get the postage. Benson
That's all I
and
did this morning. I was tired. because I had an order to put together, and it was an easy order. It was just blank art stones, but I was just like, oh, I just am not feeling like it.
Well, most of the orders I get ship out of the country from my Etsy shop.
Really?
And you know, thankfully Pirate Ship fills out the customs form for you, but it's still having to put that long address in. I've got the address today for South Africa.
Wow. It's expensive to ship out there?
Yes, but they pay the shipping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like when I get something. The only overseas is like when I send to my family or when I order. There's a place called London Gifties. Oh, I love them. I mean, you just Benson and Beaker. Thank you, Arlene. She got it. Sorry, but it's crazy shipping. But if you really see something you like or you really enjoy a shop, it's worth it.
Hey, Brian, I'm using your Happy Mail to do most of my envelopes with. Thank you very much. It's pretty. So what is Benson and Beaker, whatever?
They're the two little science dudes from the Muppets, and I was just about to mispronounce his name and say, I was just about to say Beaker, and I'm like, no, it can't be. It cannot be. So I had to look at my computer, and then I was thinking, who was the other guy?
Judy K, your project is coming along very nicely.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I like weird.
Beautiful. Did you put gold in it?
Not yet. It might. Who knows what'll come in it? It'll come whatever comes in my brain. Just whatever my hand does.
For all of you that just came in, we're doing a challenge in Kathy's Friends Facebook group. The link is down below, and it is to send out racks, just randomly send out things to people, not expecting anything in return. Great if you get something back, but don't fuss if you don't. But the link is down below if you would like to join and put your address in the files. And that's what I'm working on, is the envelopes for racks and Happy Mails and so forth. Because I go through the addresses. Oh, and there's a file there that's called addresses. Make sure yours is in there if you want to participate. So, I mean, I can sit here and make up 100 clusters in one night when I'm just trying to do something to stay busy. I just stick them all in envelopes and mail them out because I'm not ever going to use all those.
I do too, guys. Judy is really, you can tell it is a spirit-led painting for sure. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I can't get over how fast you two work.
It's like you get the ideas for the colors, and you got to get them down before it flies away.
Yeah, you really have to. If you're working with something like this, you go with whatever your hand tells you. You don't think. You take your hand and you place it down and you draw just whatever. So there's all kinds of things. Let's see if I can bring it up to where you can see. I mean, there is no rhyme, no reason. There's just all little doodles. I don't know what else will happen. There's just dots and doodles and X's and O's and it'll continue doing it until it says stop. And then I'll go in with some white Posca paint, which is the paint pens some white Posca pens to draw out some of the lightness of it, and then go in with black Posca pens for outlining. And then the goal is then I'm going to splatter it with white. And then we'll see what happens after that. That's my plan for that. But is this process, it's just all drawn and going in and doing whatever wherever my hand leads me.
And how many cards did you say will be in a deck?
What now?
How many cards did you say will be in a deck?
31.
Wow. So we know what Judy's going to be busy doing for next month.
Yeah, because this will probably be the only time I have to really work on it, because I'm working on my dolls right now. Oh, I haven't shown. Oh, I didn't show my new doll. Y'all, do you want to see my fairy?
Of course.
Yeah.
The camera's on you anyway, so sure.
Okay. Here is.
Oh, look at her.
Here is Maple.
Oh my God, I love her eyes. You do the best eyes. Oh, I love her. She's all fall.
Yep,
She's stunning.
And this is her wings.
Whoa, no way. Oh my.
For those of you who follow me on Facebook, I have full picture. I have all three of my fairies. I have two fairies. Here is her hands. I actually have her, this is called needle felting with wool, and she's been needle felted here and on her feet and on her leg. She's needle felted here. The hat is is handmade. I made this hat. It's a fairy hat. Let me see if I can pull there so you can get a good view of the fairy hat. So this is the fairy hat. I created it out of wool and sewed it, and then took needle felting and felted all the colors on it, and to make it look like felt. The original piece just had this piece of wire sticking on there, and I didn't like the wire, so I felted with the wool up to make it look cohesive. She does have branches hanging out of the back of her. She's got a couple little branches here that are also just wire with needle felted. So she's a tree fairy, and she comes from the maple tree. And her little dress is a maple leaf also, peekaboo. And anyway, so this is Maple. I was going to try to name her as the botanical name for maple trees, but the botanical name for a maple tree is Acer, and I just didn't like Acer as her name. So anyway, that is Maple, and here she is. She stands. You can't really. Let's see if I can move my. I don't know if I can move my camera to show you how she stands.
So you want to tell them your plans for the dolls, what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, I can tell everyone. It's a little different. It's based off of my cloth dolls, which you all know before. Let me pull my cloth doll, my naked girl. Here's my current doll. She's my naked girl. So you've all seen my cloth dolls. This is my naked girl. I'm working on her, and she will be my first of a series of what I call wellness story dolls. And so what she will have is she'll have a specific theme about her right now. She doesn't have a name, but I'm working off of the emotion joy. And so as I work with her, she's an intentional adult and work with Joy. And so she will come with a story about joyfulness and wellness, and then also a handmade journal that will be a wellness journal. And in that journal, we'll have 31 wellness prompts for you to write about or draw or whatever. And it'll be about your story, your wellness story. She'll come with to help you with journaling. Of course, she'll guide you. She'll be your guide, and sit there and watch you, just like, Sassy does with me and watches everything I do. She'll watch you and guide you in your journal story, but you'll also have 3 other things to help you with. In the journal book, the journal that you'll have 2 different mandalas. One will be by Christy. Christy's doing a special mandala for the center page of one of the signatures. And then I will do intuitive mandala in watercolor. It'll be in the other signature. And then instructions on how to do an intuitive mandala so that you can do your own wellness mandala. Along with that will be a tea light, one of Christy's tea lights, to help light your way. And then 2 additional things. You'll have an original essential oil blend that myself and my son-in-law will blend. We're both aromatherapists, and so we'll blend a blend based on joyfulness. Mostly it'll be probably citrus-based, and possibly some conifer. We haven't decided yet. That's also intuitive when we blend. And then finally, a special blend of herbal tea that my daughter and I will put together from our shop. So that's going to be a wellness kit, the wellness doll story. And it'll be, you will create your own wellness story. So that's my future. She is my first one. And then I'm doing 4 others, and they'll be for sale at my wellness shop in Plant City, and also online through Aromatic Harmony. So look for that later on. She should be done in about a week or so. So anyway, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's cool.
Arlene likes Stormy. Stormy is your favorite?
I like sassafras.
Oh, Sassy. She's my firstborn.
Yeah.
That look on her face is like, I dare you.
You know those firstborn. So, but Sassy's excited. She's guiding me on the way. She's the one who told me that this story is about joyfulness. She goes, you need more joyfulness in your life. And so that's what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, now I gotta go see what Christy's doing. Her mandala is grown.
See, and this has been like a double benefit, because Judy is teaching me about doing this intuitively, and it made it so much more fun, and just like seeing something that I'm drawn to. And that's why these cards have helped me so much. And then just going with it. And it's funny that usually I have to have a plan and know at least what I want to end up with. This is just better. I don't know.
Yeah.
That is stunning.
That's beautiful. And sometimes we need a plan. For instance, when I make my doll, I have to create and build the doll form. I have to build the substrate. So you have to do that form, and that becomes your form. But then when you do the rest of the creation, the design portion, that can be done intuitively. Same with the journal. When you make the journal and you make a journal from scratch, you have to build the journal first and make the actual form. And then what you do with that journal can be done completely intuitively. And that's what my whole wellness series, all my kits, all my dolls, all my journals, everything I do is done intuitively after I've created the structure to build on.
And I want to put some leaves on it. And I think
that's just so gorgeous. I love it.
Thank you. I can't believe I've been using so much paint, but for some reason right now it's working for me. Oh, not now, squirrel.
A squirrel?
Oh, I've got a bird feeder outside my studio window, and there's this squirrel that will jump onto my screen and hold on. But he's going, "Oh, hey!"
Yeah, yeah, I got one too.
Man, leave me alone.
I've got one that goes on the tree in front of my craft room window and turns his back to me and shakes his tail at me nonstop. It's like, I'm not, leave me alone, go away, you're being rude.
Those squirrels, they're brassy, man.
It's like, my gosh, are all the squirrels around here crazy or what?
Yes. That is affirmative. I want to do. This is probably not the right thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Do it. It's the right thing. You know it is. In your heart of hearts, you know it is.
Okay, I like it.
See?
Oh, yeah, that little green sprig.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
dark on the outside.
Yeah.
The green.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Kathy, I meant to tell you, you did some swooshes on one of your pieces, and they look wonderful.
I did some what?
You did some of these like lines. I know I saw them on one of your mandalas.
Yeah, I did it once. I didn't like it.
I thought you were fantastic.
It was really messed up.
When you first do them, I don't think you ever get to a point to where you're like, oh, that's a great swoosh. But I've finally gotten to the point to where it's like, okay, I know they're not going to be completely perfect, but they add so much.
Yeah. I couldn't get my paints to, I don't know. I need to start thinning my paints, I think, because I can't get them to stay even.
Oh, yeah. That is the key. And you have to get it. I always tell people I can't tell you what consistency will work for you. You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's exactly what that squirrel's saying. I got so tired of them one time, I almost picked up a snake trying to cross the street so that you get rid of them.
Oh, my God.
You're out of your mind. What's this little garden snake?
I have snakes too. They don't get rid of the squirrel.
Oh. Yeah, they said possums would get rid of mosquitoes. That's a lie, too.
Yeah, I don't think anything gets rid of mosquitoes. When Garfield was alive, the same squirrel used to irritate that cat to no end.
What was your cat's name?
Garfield.
Oh my God, I love it.
He was an orange and white tabby. Had him for 15 years.
Did you feed him lasagna?
No, actually, it didn't. He probably would.
Or have a dog named Odie?
Yeah, I did when I lived in Virginia. I had a little Jack Russell Terrier and I named him Odie. But when I moved to Florida, my grandson would not let me bring Odie, so he kept Odie.
Oh. Okay. Number 2. Need some tea. Well, Judy, even if this wrinkles, you're getting it anyway, so I'll just do
okay.
it.
Yeah, you straighten it out.
Yeah. You can figure it out there, huh?
Probably. I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Let's see. I want to start this one with a dark color. If it does even out, though, it'll be, it'll be really versatile. Like you wouldn't have to put it in the middle unless you wanted to.
Right.
So.
Did you stitch on that?
Did I what?
Is it stitched around the top and the bottom?
Just on the top so that if you wanted to journal under it.
I love the stitching.
Yeah, I've never been able to get vellum to stick, so I'll let Mrs. Slocum do it.
Okay, I gotta stop. 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 Stop.
Stop.
Yeah.
What? Are you okay?
No, I got it. No, it's telling me to stop.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I thought your hand had cramped up or something.
No, I gotta stop. It's not doing what I wanted to do. Nope, I gotta stop. Nope, done. Too much. Okay. All right, let me take out the white Posca pens. Okay.
Brian, she really is. The stories are just delightful. Just listening to her talk about them, and then you look at the dolls, and you can see it in their face. It's so cool.
Keep telling her she should come live and teach us all everything she knows.
Sure.
But then again, if we know everything she knows, we have no reason to buy it.
Nope, this isn't working. Stop, Judy. Stop, 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 stop.
But that's the thing, though. Just like with mandala painting, you show somebody how to do it, and what they create is totally different. And it's just cool to watch what other people can do with a concept, because it's never going to be duplicated,
Right.
Yeah.
Where did they go? There they are. Looking for my.
If anybody's curious, now I'm making stamps off of large mailing labels and stamping them so that people can cut them out and make stickers out of them to put in the
What
envelope.
are you using?
Huh?
Pardon?
Sorry.
I didn't hear what.
What stamps are you using?
Oh, just a variety, just whatever was in the box I reached over and grabbed. I'm doing some foliage, some trees, some printed words. So like here's a whole stamp that a whole label, they can just pull off the whole thing or they can cut it up.
Have you all ever used this brand of watercolor, water soluble crayons? These are great. The Neocolor one. I really like these. They have a nice color to them. They're not quite as I don't know. They're not. I've got the other kind too. What do we call those?
The Derwents?
No, the gelatos. I've got the gelatos too.
I don't care much for gelatos.
They're a little greasy.
Yeah.
I find them a little too greasy, and they blend pretty well. I've got a lot of gelatos, but I really like these Neo colors. They go on more like a crayon, but then you can hit them with water and they blend so pretty.
They do.
So my issue is I don't have enough movement. I want movement. How am I going to get movement? Let me do it this way. No, too light.
And there's the wind. So you guys, I have to share this with you. Last night, we got to meet somebody that we've been like interacting with and stuff on YouTube for well over a year now. And it's Allison from AJ's Inspired Life. And she had flown from Pacific Northwest over here to take her son to college. And then her and her daughter were going to look at schools up here in North Carolina. And I asked her, if she wanted to come over for a hot meal that wasn't in a restaurant, And so her and her daughter, were great with coming over. So I went out to the best barbecue pit I knew of in Kannapolis. And it's like a barbecue pit, and on the other side is a bakery. Everything that's good in the world in one building.
Oh, wow.
And they a little pink pig on the outside of the building, and somebody had put a mask on that pig.
I saw you posted.
It was so funny. Oh my gosh. But yeah, they had we got the pulled pork, and then we got a big seedless watermelon that was really nice and ripe, and we got cherry lemon sundrop and cheerwine. And at the bakery, they had a cherry lemon sundrop pound cake.
Oh.
So we were able to do like full out North Carolina when they got here. It was so much fun.
Whenever I'm going to Virginia, I will hit 301 and stop at Gardner's Barbecue every single time and eat until I am sick. I miss North Carolina barbecue so bad. The Brunswick stew, the coleslaw, oh, you name it. I just miss North Carolina food.
Which slaw do you like the best, the red or the white?
The white.
Yep, that's what I have too. The red is a little bit too much vinegar for me.
Yeah, North Carolina is the only place in the world where you can get a decent slaw dog.
Yep. And a real cherry lemon sundrop.
Oh, yes. And now I'm starving myself.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys, I'm filling my bags, my envelopes as we're here today, so why not?
What are you putting in them?
Just little tidbits of stuff, scraps, some pictures, some washi tape, some stamped tomatoes, some postcards. I mean, just whatever I reach over in the box and pull out. Destashing.
It's intuitive destashing.
Yep.
Yep.
You rest well, Cheryl. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Cheryl.
And I have so many books I bought because I wanted to cut out images, and I hate fussy cut. So I'll probably just be putting book pages in some of them too. Now Judy Fang said she had to fix something to eat. I'm sitting here starving.
Kathy, you just need to come up here. We've still got a half a pound cake out there.
Oh heaven!
What else? What do you have? What do you have to eat?
We still have half of that pound cake.
Oh boy.
Now if you said you still had barbecue, I might be in the car on the way there.
Oh, we still have barbecue. Because
Oh,
they were
Lord.
for 5 people, you're going to need probably 2 of the family pack. So I got 2 pounds of pulled pork, and we went through like maybe half of one of them.
Oh wow!
I'm like, I'm gonna have to freeze some of it, so which is fine. I mean, it heats up really well.
Yeah, it does. And you can always mince it up too and make
Mm-hmm.
that later. Oh, I love minced pork.
And it's funny, like if you went there and you didn't know about the place, it would look like a complete dive. You know, you drive around back and they have like this trailer and the barbecue pits in the back.
That's the best kind.
Yeah, it really is.
Judy, have you ever been to oh, what's the name of that guy down there on? Is it Kojak's? I can't remember the name of it now, but there's a place here in Tampa. It's a little red brick building that does all smoked barbecue.
No,
Hey, Gene Peter.
doesn't sound familiar.
Oh God, he does good barbecue.
Hello, Miss Jean.
And great collards too.
Oh, I would love to have a good bowl of collards with some hot sauce. God, that sounds delicious.
Yeah. It's hard to get collards here too.
No.
It is over here. Fresh
Huh?
ones. It's hard for me to find any good fresh ones.
Oh, I make my own.
I mean, that's what I want is some to pull that have been pulled from a garden that I can make fresh collards with.
How do you make yours?
I just cook mine with some ham and a little bit of oil in it. Get them real tender. Just put a tiny bit of baking soda in it to get them tender.
Nice.
And the baking soda helps them to cook faster, but it also takes some of the gas out of them.
What's the use if you take the gas out? That's all the fun. That's why you eat them in January, so you can keep each other warm, right?
Yeah, right. With a big old bowl of pinto beans and cornbread.
There you go. Allie was so funny last night. She belted out a burp after she got done eating, and we all kind of stopped for a minute, and she's like, "What? My grandma says that means the food was good." And I was like, "Yeah, her grandma's German."
I remember one time my brother and I were staying with my grandmother because my sister was having surgery, one of her many, and my brother actually belched at the table, and she says, "Do you enjoy my food?" He said, "Yes, ma'am, it is wonderful." She says, "You ever do that at my table again, you'll never eat another bite of it."
Oh my gosh.
We just sat there with our mouths hanging open like, uh-oh.
Wow. See, my mom would be like, "That's all right. I cooked it."
Yeah, she was from North Carolina too, but she was not country like we were. She was kind of snooty.
What part of North Carolina was she from?
Aden.
Whereabouts?
I think it's called Aden, something like that.
Yep.
I
Put
tell
her
you what,
up and in.
I can go to North Carolina, and I have not been there in years. Well, I went 2 years ago, only to get off 301 and go to Gardner's. But I can tell you where Cherry's, Wilson's. I can tell you where the barbecue places are down there. If I get off the interstate, I can find them. I can go right to them like my nose is just leading me like a compass.
Have you been to Trotman's?
Mm-mm.
Trotman's is really good too.
Oh, wait a minute. Troutman's. I think we did go there with my brother one time.
Okay. Yeah, that's
My,
close. Trotman's is in my area.
my oldest brother was a long distance truck driver, and he could find every barbecue place in the world.
Yep. So yeah, here's the Field House, there's Trotman's, and then R&R Barbecue.
I remember one year we had to go to New Hampshire for my half sister's funeral. He knew before we even made plans to go where we were going to be eating because he had already driven the trucks around that area. But he did good. He picked out some good places.
Allison was so funny because she was like, what's the big thing about the Waffle Houses in North Carolina and why everybody goes there to eat? And I said, people don't go there to eat. You go there for the sightseeing.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have to go after midnight to get the best time, you know?
Exactly. I know when I was in college, I worked at Hardee's, the graveyard shift down there. Man, people coming in from the clubs at night, some of them will scare you.
Yep.
I mean, there were some characters came in there.
But the cool thing is 99% of them were drunk, so they were all super friendly, you know? If you know, when I was in nursing school, I'd camp out there starting about 9:30 and study, and at about 12:30 when I was all packed up on coffee, I had all kinds of friends.
Yeah.
So Kathy has barbecue radar.
I sure do. I love me some barbecue.
Judy, what does your husband get at Waffle House?
What?
Oh, Judy Evans Parker was saying her husband loves the Waffle House. I was just wondering if he was brave enough to get like the smothered and covered.
I do.
You do?
Oh, yes.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's good. I get tomatoes and onions. It's where they cover up your hash browns with a bunch of junk. You pick what you want on it.
No, I'm purist when it comes to hash browns. I want potatoes.
See, and you said I was a picky eater.
I'm not that picky. I just like my potatoes.
I don't know if we even have Waffle Houses here.
Yeah, I have a Waffle House. It's real popular right here in Plant City.
Hmm.
Yeah, I used to go to the one here up by the university, and there was a cook there that made the absolute perfect poached egg. And they would give me toast with a poached egg. And that was what I had every night when I went to study. And they would always keep your coffee cup full.
Man, I love poached eggs.
I still can't do one right. I don't know.
Yeah. Try it in the microwave. Try it in the microwave.
No
I
way.
did. It exploded.
Oh.
It wounded? Oh, it exploded.
Yeah, there was like egg white. I'm glad the door was shut.
We had to poke holes with a toothpick in it.
With a toothpick?
Yeah. All around it in the white.
Oh. That might be why it blew up. Oops. I'm gonna have to call you before I cook anything now. Did I tell you one time when I was making dinner? And I don't know why. I don't think it was my cooking. It might have been, but the smoke alarm started going off. And Ellie yelled, "Daddy, dinner's ready!" I was so mad. Oh,
That's cute.
she's a mess. She is my soothsayer. This other one does look like it's evening out a bit, Judy. For real.
Oh, yeah.
It's calm. It looks to me like it's calming down a little bit.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
You can tell. This one is still wet, but it's almost like this one took an exhale.
See, even just watching dot painting is relaxing to me.
I think I'm going to do this one instead of them being on the outside. I'm going to incorporate some on the inside, maybe.
Mm.
Like I wanted one to look like a flower and one to not, if that makes sense. This one will be more like an ink contest. It'll be whatever you want it to be.
And you're painting those on vellum.
Yep.
Hmm.
I don't know. I do not know what got into me. It just all of a sudden I thought, At least it wasn't anything like a baking soda and vinegar type thing, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see, Arlene says, I don't know the name of what he gets, but my fella gets a meal that has eggs, bacon, grits, potatoes, and pancakes. Eats all of it and is thin anyway.
Wow.
Oh,
That's not even right.
no. That ain't fair at all. He's probably got real thick hair too, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, really make us hate him now. Does the paint need to be altered to stick to the vellum? Arlene wants to know, does the paint need to be altered to stick to the vellum?
I hope not.
Well, if it does, you just pick them up and glue them onto the page.
No, it'll stick to vellum. Paint sticks to
Arlene, I
vellum.
apologize. I wasn't trying to be flip. I honestly don't know. This is how much of an experiment this is, but I think I see you pretty often. So if it for some reason, like I open it up in the morning and it's not sticking, I'll let you know, because the only other thing I could think of is maybe doing like a base layer of some fixative. If this doesn't work, then I'll try that, and then if that doesn't work, then it's not meant to be. And he has thick silver hair. Yep.
Oh. And it's
Put it on vellum and it sticks.
It does? Okay.
Yeah.
And then I think off of this little gold kind of branching I'm doing here, then I'm going to bring in the more of the purple from this and do a circle of that.
Oh man. Arlene says, to be fair, he works 50 hours a week, hard physical work with no AC. That's why he's thin.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that way I think he should have seconds if he's doing that. That's one thing that the rheumatoid arthritis has done to me, because when I get hot, I'm done. I could sit and freeze and work until the cows come home, but when I get hot, it's like it's the opposite of what it's supposed to be. My joints lock up if I get hot.
Wow.
Yeah. That's exactly what the rheumatologist said. She says, that's different. I'm like, boy, that's encouraging.
I can't do anything if I'm hot. I'm just miserable. I've been watching all these shows about Alaska, and I want to go so bad. Pete would get off the plane and drop dead from the cold.
So that's why you want to.
He can't handle cold at all, but man, I would love living there.
Not me. I'm a Florida girl. I've said it before.
I just don't do heat well. I hate the long months of never leaving the air conditioning.
What I think would be interesting is I would like to visit Alaska during the days where it's dark most of the day and they have the northern lights. And I know they say that gets people depressed, but I mean, just for that experience, you know?
Yeah.
Just to see like what my body would do, how I would feel, and to see the northern lights.
When we lived in Germany, we lived in northern Germany, and it was similar to that, because during the winter, by about 3:30 in the afternoon, that would be dusk, and then by 4 it was dark, and then we wouldn't see the sun again until very, very, 3:30. The sun wouldn't come up until about 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. And so we only had like 4 or 5 hours of daylight. And then in the winter, that was weird. We had to have blackout curtains because the winter we couldn't sleep, because the sun, we only got about 3 hours of darkness, because the sun would be up until like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was really strange. It was very strange.
So, Miss Clara, how many envelopes have you made so far? Did we lose Clara?
$16.
Oh, I knew it. Y'all are the fastest working people I have ever seen.
She's intense. Boy, she means business.
I think too much. That's my problem.
You gotta stop that, Kathy.
And,
It makes you miserable. Stop that thinking. Wow, it's getting windy out there. Squirrel hasn't given up, man.
oh my goodness, you're spilling them. Oh my God.
Well, he's not on the screen now. He's going toe to toe with a cardinal.
I got 4 of them made. I bought this candle, and it's lavender scented. And just when it gets to smelling good, the stupid candle burns out.
What's the brand? Like Murphy's?
It's Yankee, one of the, what do you call it? Yankee candles.
Yankee candles? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes my dogs.
I love lavender in my craft room. It's very relaxing. Pete
Maybe
doesn't
Brenda
like
makes a good lavender scent too.
I either burn lavender or rose in here. Pete doesn't like the floral scent, so I usually burn clean linen in the rest of the house. But I love my candles.
Yeah. What did I get? It was I got Alpine Mint. That's kind of nice. That's a nice clean scent. And sweet maple chai.
Ooh.
That kind of smells really like autumn Christmassy sort of, you know?
Cool. Get 'em, puppy. Clara says, I'm a wonky crafter, though. I don't like to measure, like to craft with trash, and love torn edges.
That's the best kind of art.
Yep. I think I enjoy taking my scraps and making stuff out of that more than making the actual projects.
Yeah. You breathe some new life into stuff, don't you?
And it always comes out so different looking.
Mm-hmm. I'm so dorky about that with old books. You know, it's like you just give them a second chance.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I use book pages like there's no tomorrow. I listed a bunch of my Reader's Digest on my Etsy store, and then afterwards I thought, but I could use those pages. And then I looked over and I said,
Covers too.
you have too many book pages now. Get rid of stuff. Don't keep it but I might use it one day.
Now, do you have the ones that just have like the patterning on the covers?
Yeah, some of them do.
Those are so nice.
Some of them cheap too, and they haven't had any bites on them yet.
Yet is the operative word, see, because I didn't know you had them there.
Well, you need to check out my Etsy store more often because I'm listing regularly now.
All right.
I was planning on doing some listing this evening, but we have to pick the boys up at 4. Well, he's going to go get them from daycare at 4. And by the time they go home, I'll be ready to eat, and I'll be falling out from starvation. So,
You have the boys again this week?
no, just today. The dad has to work late, and the daycare has gone crazy. We're charging $25 a minute after 5.
Oh,
That's
boy.
insane.
So if you're 4 minutes late, that's $100.
Yeah.
It used to be after 6:30, but these new owners have just money gouging you every way they turn around.
Did they get into Primrose or no?
They're on a waiting list.
Oh, okay.
I hope they get in by next school year,
Yeah.
especially because Nicholas will be going to the 4-year-old kindergarten this year, and I'm not happy with the way Montessori does it. Oh, Arlene's?
What do they do differently?
Huh?
What do
Well,
they do differently?
they were brought out by Muslims, and they don't celebrate any holidays but theirs, and they're teaching a lot. They're teaching a lot of their ways, and they don't have any English speaking teachers there. So, my grandson wants water. He says agua. And Nicholas was slow in talking. And Anthony is going to be 2 in February, and he's not talking. But he will say agua to tell me he wants water or he's thirsty. But they were teaching a Spanish class a couple of weeks ago doing the flashcards.
Mhm.
And Nicholas was saying what it was correctly in English, and the teacher got real rude with him. And they got a phone call over it. because she told him, no, you say it in Spanish. He says, no, you say it in English.
Oh, oh
He,
no.
he says, I don't speak Spanish. I speak English.
Really? Yeah, good for him.
But he gets frustrated when he can't learn something. And he's sitting there looking at a picture of an apple. He knows it's an apple, and he's going to call it an apple, but they're trying to make him say it in Spanish. And, he gets frustrated because he thinks the teacher's a dummy. She don't know what an apple is.
And that's so hard. When Allie started, was it kindergarten? It was. And the way I remember it was she walked up, there was this little boy that looked like just an animal in terror. It was at the open house. And she came up and she said, hey, do you want to play with me? And he just looked at her. And, he looked up at his parents, and Allie looked at me and said, well, does he not like me? I said, baby, I don't think he understands you. I don't think he speaks English.
Yeah.
And so she turns around, because we're German, and asks him in German,
Aw.
play. And
Wow.
the teacher gave me the darndest look. I'm like, oh my God. And finally I had to explain. I said, it's not just English and German. And so then what she did was she brought him over, and she just started dragging kids over, and they were playing charades. And the teacher was standing there with her jaw hanging. And of course the parents were bawling, and, but that it's that kind of school. The kids they're good kids. And, the ones that don't speak English, they still do good. The kids, they take care of each other.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, but that just cracked me up. And it taught me a lesson. If I tell my daughter that they don't speak English, I have to say, or German.
I had kids in my class that didn't speak English, and the other kids were fantastic with them. They just kind of took them under their wing and, would say, this is a car. Can you say car?
Yeah.
Desk. Can you say desk? Kids are just amazing.
They take care of each other. I think that they're resilient to so many things. And if they're in a good school, they encourage that,
Yeah. You step back and let the kids take over, and your job gets a whole lot easier.
Mm-hmm. And just let them do, that gives them confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And kids are more comfortable with other kids too. They know the teacher has expectations. The teacher's going to try to teach them something, and they're terrified they're not going to learn it right.
Yeah.
I always had, mentor students in my classes, because some kids just caught on earlier, and we had started to standardize testing, so we were not allowed to go forward. And, we had to wait, make sure every kid knew it. So I would use the smart kids to help the ones that were having trouble.
Mm-hmm.
They caught on a whole lot faster.
It's a win-win.
Of course, every year I managed, I don't know, I must have been living right or something. Every year I would get a large group of gifted children. Every year. So I was real pleased.
To do with them being taught well too, you know that?
Do what?
They were probably being taught well too.
Oh yeah. Well, most of them had attended private, preschools and stuff. Now, when I got transferred to a different school district, it was that was my last year teaching actually, but it was a totally different story.
Arlene says, my son is deaf, and it was always awesome to watch the other kids find ways of communicating with him. They were going to play and interact one way or the other. I love it.
Yeah, they will. They'll play. They'll interact somehow. They do. Body language.
Yeah, we had started teaching Anthony sign language. Nicholas already knows some because we used baby sign language with him. And now we find out that you should never use baby sign language. You should use real sign language. So we're trying to teach Anthony real sign language. And of course, Mr. Know It All, Nicholas, is telling us that's not how you do it
Oh no.
because he learned baby sign language.
Oh, no.
So now we're having to reteach Nicholas sign language too because, if something turns out that there is a problem, we want to be able to communicate. And if not,
Right.
then they will know sign language. Help them if they ever do, come up on another classmate or somebody that needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got piano nut rolls I'm getting rid of in these racks.
Oh wow.
I'm not going to guarantee everybody will have them, but most of them will. Well, I bought some at a sale on YouTube, and they were kind of brittle.
They are. Are the ends still intact, like the ones that you can make the fold over folios with?
What are you
Well,
talking about? What are they?
It was how I started cutting it.
Oh.
I mean, they can still be used to cover tags and stuff with.
Okay. I like using those for tags, get them kind of flattened out a little bit, and it's a really cool background.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there are people out there handing out campaign flyers in this storm.
Really?
Yeah.
Determined.
The doorbell rang, and I heard Ken out there talking to them, and he came in, and he was like, the State House people are out again. And he was out there for a good 10 or 15 minutes, too. I'm like, Ken, it's raining. These people are going to get sick.
Hey, if they're going out there.
That is exactly what he said. You two are something.
I'm going to tell you, I did something that's really low down and dirty, but I did it. I had a campaign worker come to our door, and now our entrance is a huge sign, no solicitor. And on the bulletin board underneath, they put no campaign soliciting either. Well, one got brave enough and got through here. And I stood there, and I listened to their whole entire spiel for like 15 minutes, and it was hot. I mean, it was hot. Finally, I said, no hablo English. That fool stood there for another 15 minutes and said the exact same thing over in Spanish. So when he was finished, I grinned real big and said, no hablo Espanol, and shut the door in his face.
Oh. You thought he had pulled one on you.
Well, you gotta learn to read.
I still chuckle about that one girl that she knocked on the door and she said, oh, I think she was campaigning for Pittman or something, but she said, what are your views on abortion? And I said, oh, come on now, you have to at least buy me a drink first before you get that personal. And I mean, Ken looked at me, he said it looked like you pulled the rug out of the poor kid. And I mean, it was so hot. And that's what I was like, I just stirred on her, I was like, where's your water bottle? Oh, I'm okay. And I'm like, no. I looked at her, I said, you look like you're about 12 and you're about to pass out. And you're sitting at my door campaigning for someone you don't even know. Now I'm going to go get you some water. And when she finally left, because I told her to go rest under the tree for a little while before she went to another house, and I walked in and Ken said, so what did you tell her about her question? And I just laughed. I said, I never answered. Poor kid. She was working so hard. God bless her, you know?
Yeah, but if you have a sign at the entrance that says you can't go door to door, when they come to my door and it ticks me off so bad, they'll come up with this I'm in here working on your neighbor's house, and I look over and I look around and I say, which one? I don't see you doing any work. And, oh, through 2 streets over. I said, so basically, they're paying you to come and bother me. I want their name so I can call them and tell them I don't appreciate it. Well. I said,
Yeah.
you did. I said, well, I'm sorry, but I have a strict policy. We have a sign at the front that says no soliciting. And I'm not giving my money to anybody that can't read because I'm sure they can't do work either. Shut the door on them.
Oh man, Ken has wanted to put a sign, but I'm just like, it's too much fun.
It doesn't matter, honey. The sign don't stop them.
Yeah.
Because we even had one on our door for a while till the HOA made us take it down. I said, well, instead of y'all riding around bitching about one blade of grass out of place, can you stop all these solicitors? I said, because I can spend all day just answering the door.
Yeah.
I just let my dogs howl. All 4 dogs howl at the door. You watch them we have a glass front door where it's kind of smoky. And you can see them. They'll come up, ring the doorbell, and then the dogs will start. And then they go, my dogs, once they start barking, then they go into howling. And they'll back off way. And if it's someone I think I need to answer the door, I'll open the garage door and go around. I won't open the front door. But boy, some have actually just turned around and walked away.
Mm.
That's how Bozo was. She was a big old English sheepdog, and she had a bark on her. If I ever opened the door, she'd lick them to death.
Well, my dogs would, but my dogs would jump on them, but that'd be 4. Each dog is 100 pounds, so they would all get like attacked.
Kathy, now that you mentioned it, I think that, what was it, a couple of months ago, it was during the whole COVID thing, because they were wearing masks and whatnot, and a guy rang the doorbell, and he said, that they were doing an estimate for a neighbor, and they saw that we still had the original windows on our house, and had we thought about replacing them? And I said, sweetheart, if we had the money to replace them, they'd have been switched out long before you saw them worn out.
Oh, that's a good one. I remember that one because we're always.
Yeah, it was the truth. But if we could afford you, we would have called you by now.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm always getting window guys.
Oh yeah, we do too. We still have the 1974 casement windows on here with weather stripping.
But when I get those, I go into my old lady act. Ain't that a shame we still have these old windows? Our son is a home remodeler, owns his own business, and he hasn't even put windows in for us yet. And I would chew their ear off.
Oh my God, Kathy.
I would chew their ear off of my sob story. And you can see it go across. You can see it go across their face, like, "Oh dear Lord, I knocked on the wrong door."
Arlene said she lives in the projects. If someone has the cajoles to go to door here, I will at least be polite to them.
Oh yeah, it's a good one, Laura. Laura said you can tell them you're just renting the house.
Yeah, and give them the number to your ex-boss and tell them it's your landlord.
Oh man, that's bad.
Oh, I love it.
I'd never do that.
Yeah, right.
My
Yeah.
boss is
Making a note right now.
address too, so that would be perfect. Oh, I'm going to try that one.
Okay, I normally don't like this much bling, but I like it here.
It was funny the day I told him I was quitting to move to Florida. And he said, well, I know how much you're going to miss it here. I know how much you love it. And I just looked at him. And the look on his face was worth $1 million. I said, are you effing kidding me? I hate this place. And the look on his face, you could have knocked him over with a feather.
All summer I'll tell you, North Carolina makes me crazy, and that I can't stand it. And then, like now, it's cooled off and the leaves are changing. You can pry me out of here now. I'd be one of those people that in the winter or in the summer I'd go north instead of south.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you call me instead of like the snowbirds? I'd be the snow crow.
You're the reverse snowbird.
Yep. A very confused little flying animal.
The lady I buy my fabric from. Sorry, I'm choking on a Rolo. She lives a couple of blocks from me, but all summer, well, all winter long, she's here. But our summer months, when it gets real hot, she's in New Hampshire.
Wow.
I begged her to take me with her this year.
That's a beautiful state from what I've heard.
Oh, it is. I love it there. My sister's buried there, and I go every chance I can get, but unfortunately, lately it hasn't been enough. I'm not going back in the winter, though, I can tell you that much. Yay, Laura, that's the way to do it. She told her manager she was going to retire. She went on vacation and never went back.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Oh my God, it's almost 4 o'clock. I got to get the names.
Okay, baby, give me just a second, okay? Can you go ahead and boot it up on the screen? Okay.
Oh, for her sake.
Sign language time.
I put together this whole bag of patterns. I came around and asked someone, hey, can you use these patterns? Oh, yes, yes. I just mailed their box, and here's the whole bag of patterns sitting here. Darn it. I've got doing that. I always find something after I mail something else.
Judy, this is going to work. This one that I did first has it's calmed down.
Cool.
I am very surprised.
I don't know how to ink pens that right.
Is that the gold, Judy?
No, this is white. Does
Okay.
not want to work for me. Sorry. I can't find my toothbrush to splatter.
Oh, no.
I know. Ah, there it is.
Hey, Lori.
Hi, Lori. While I'm writing names, I'm going to spotlight y'all one at a time. You can show everything you've done. Okay? Okay.
Good.
Oh, Judy, look at you.
Wow.
Okay, so I've got the first two done on this side here. This one's done. Well, I still probably will do a little more. I just splattered it. And then this one's done. on this side, this end.
That is so cool.
So these all have to be done. They haven't finished. Well, I'm sorry, turning you around, making you dizzy. These all have to be done. You can see that I've done just little details, but I'm going to end up with something with a little vining, that type of vining.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so pretty. And I love how each one looks different.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. So after we get off today, I'm going to finish the rest of these so that I'll be done with the first 8 in this series. And then I'll move on to the next one, which I'm not sure what color the next one I might do. Well, it just depends on what color I look at and I like. So these will be done. So I'm going to probably sit down and analyze and look at some of the shapes and designs and see what comes out of the thought process. Because symbols on here, the marks that I made, they represent things. So I'm going to see exactly what it meant with the spiral and the flowers and the stars and some of the swirls. So then I may sit down and on the back of these cards, I might just write, the back of the cards will be just white. So, and I might write some of the symbolic meanings of this card on there. I haven't decided yet.
Oh, I like that idea.
So I haven't decided. So we'll see. So that's me on Christy.
Hold on. I got to mess around my mouth, so I have to keep moving everything. Hey, Robin. We're getting ready to go off, guys. Wow. Holy smoly.
I'm hoping that that's not as off as it feels like, but there's the vellum's wave. But this one is completely flat now.
That's lovely.
So this one's still wavy, but I think I need to bring that chest of gold down a little more, but it's drying now. So I have to really wait till it's dry because it'll just get all gummy if I try to dot over it. But I need to extend this one and bring that one down. That's where that gap is, or why it looks like a gap. And then this was my inspiration.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, I'm getting ready to get off.
So
That's beautiful.
Oh, man.
Fun. I like all the metallics. That was the most fun part of this one, kind of doing it like a henna, you know?
Kind of blingy.
Yeah. You know I love my bling.
Gorgeous.
Thank you. I hope this one flattens out as good as the other one did.
Oh, it probably will. Okay, there's Kathy.
Well, we got to wait for it to get on YouTube.
Oh, I know.
Thank you, Judy. Okay, we have about a 23-second lag. Wow.
Okay.
Thank you, Lori.
What I spent my 2 hours doing was making and stuffing mailing envelopes. And I have 4 ready to go so far. So
Wow.
if you're not a member of Kathy, well, it's not Clara 16, but it's 4. If you're not a member of Kathy's World on Facebook, go join the group, put your name in the files. What I did is I put up a challenge, and it's going to be an ongoing challenge asking people, just pick somebody from that file that has the names and addresses in it and send them out a little rack. It's not a swap. It's not expecting anything getting back. Just send them out something, and just a little whatever you have laying around, scraps or whatever. So now we're going to do the drawing for our weekly giveaway, which we're going to be doing as long as I'm detaching, which is probably going to be until 2029, maybe 30 anyway, if I live that long. And I don't draw a number. I do it by the list of participants. And if your name is in there, it means you have been here, you have been chatting, you have been interacting. And that's the way we do the giveaways here. I feel like it's fair. So, here we go. I think I got some stuck. I do. I have some stuck together. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, mo. Who is this week's winner? I'm going to wait for the screen to show up. You're talking about the list in the group. You just put your name in the files for the addresses, and anybody in the group can send you a rack. I mean, it's not mandatory. We're just asking that they do. And our winner this week is it's like a challenge to bring happiness to people during the trying times. Oh, on Thursdays for the giveaway? Yes, on Thursdays at 2, we're live every week. I give away a medium priority box of items. Last week was junk journal items. This week is fabrics, laces, and a mixture of things. And mostly it's a big mixture. Yeah, Judy Evans Parker is the winner this week.
Oh, yay, Judy.
Guys, I mail them every 2 weeks, just so, for those of you that's just coming in, because it's easier on me. If I have orders from Etsy going out, or if I've done a YouTube sale, then I will mail them right then when I'm selling, mailing that stuff out. But normally I mail 2 at a time because it's just easier for me to, well, for one thing, the labels print 2 to a page. But other than that, it's just easier on me not to have to run to the post office every week. So here you have to be eligible for the giveaway. You have to be here on Thursdays at 2. You have to be active in the chat. And if you look up the top where it says live chat, that little gray arrow, go over to the right, you see 3 dots, and you can click on that and it'll say participants. You click on that and it shows you the people who have been most active in your chat. And that's what I draw the names from. I mean, you don't have to be talking about what we're doing. You can be talking to other people in the chat, just interacting and getting to know people and, having fun. And thank you all for coming, but my little boys will be coming through the door in about 15 minutes. So Grandma needs to go make snacks. And we will see you next Thursday. See you next Thursday, if not before.
Bye, guys.
And thank you, Christy and Judy, for coming on with me.
Bye.